Hey girlies, we are back with another video. We are tackling another one of the hardest reading challenges you will ever do. And this video's challenge is as many as you can in 24 hours. And so the parameters for that is as many books as you can read in 24 hours. No naps or sleep. Sleep equals end of the challenge. I don't think I'm going to try to stay up for 24 hours, but I am going to try to do most of the day and try to get more than 12 hours. We'll see how it goes. I do have a few goals for this video, so here they are. First goal is to finish She Who Became the Sun. I'm currently at page 64 for reference. So my first goal is to finish this. This one should be easy, no-brainer for me to finish because I'm almost done and it should only take me 2 hours, 3 hours maybe to finish up. So that's goal number one. Goal number two is to read A Study in Drowning. These are both on my TBR challenge for my hardest reading challenge I ever do, TBR challenge. I want to finish this one too. Obviously I haven't started it. Once again, it'll probably take me 4 hours or so to read. I'm not really sure the page count, but just looking at it, it's usually these books take me about 4 hours. So we'll see about that. I'm currently listening to A Soul to Steal. I'm about 50% into that, I think. So I'm going to try to finish that as well. In addition to that, I have 2 other books on my hardest reading challenge I ever do that are Kindle books. So I don't know if I'm going to start one of those or not. But those are also kind of in my mind of books that I need to read. So I could probably read those this week, depending on when I get to them. So those aren't a priority for this reading challenge, but they are a priority for this week. A non-related bookish challenge is to finish my crochet book sleeve. Probably 2-3 more rows to finish off, and then I have to make like the lip that folds up and over, and then the pocket. So I'll probably do that while I listen to my audiobook. I did kind of mess this up because I did miss a stitch, but you can't tell when it's on a book. So maybe I'll show you when I'm finishing my crocheting. Those are the goals for today, and that's the video. I'm almost an hour in and haven't done any reading because I woke up around 8:30, which is when I started my challenge. So I will update you at 9:30. I'm gonna try to read at least a page or 2 while I'm cooking, but there won't be any promises because I'm making breakfast right now. So I will see you guys at the 1 hour to cut. Okay, the first hour is done. I read from page 64 to 72, which is what, 8 pages? Yeah, 8 pages. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'll probably go sit outside and read because I think I want to finish this before I start listening to my audiobook, and I think a bunch of action is about to start. So I'm gonna go sit outside and read this. So stay tuned for the next update. Okay, here is a 2-hour update because I sat outside for 2 hours, or probably wasn't fully 2 hours, but I did sit outside and read for what my timer said was 2 hours. I did eat for part of that, so it's a little less, but I'm just gonna call it 2 hours for simplicity's sake. I read from page 72 to 177 in She Who Became the Sun. So what is that, like 105 pages? I'm gonna take a little break because my eyes are getting like really tired and they're kind of starting to hurt. It is making reading kind of hard. Play, I think, The Sims or crochet and listen to my audiobook. So I will get back to you in probably about an hour's time with an update on what I do. I might try to read a little bit more of this. I don't know. I am enjoying this, so excited about that. So my Sims has to update, so in the meantime, I'm just gonna crochet. I see when I messed up on my project, though. I missed a stitch on the side, so it goes to, wait, what side did I miss? This one. So it cuts in. But since the yarn stretches, it's okay because it fits the book still. I'm gonna keep listening to my audiobook, but we're switching games to play Peak because I have some challenges and accolades I want to get done. So I'm gonna try to do that and see what what map is seeded today. Because I need Mesa, and that rotates in and out if anyone knows anything about Peak. So I'm gonna run through that. I'm still listening to my audiobook. I'll give you an update probably in the next 5 minutes as the hour is almost up. Okay, I gave up on the game. I'm crocheting. There's like about an hour or so left in my audiobook. So I'm gonna finish that up and then we'll go back to reading. So stay tuned. now 3:30. I finished A Soul to Heal. Who don't know about the Duskwalker Bride series, it's paranormal romance. A Soul to Heal is actually the second book in the series. A Soul to Keep is the first book. In A Soul to Heal, we follow Nameless, who's a Duskwalker who has not yet been given a name, as he tries to find his bride and a soul to keep, so that way he doesn't have to hunger anymore. And we follow Dolores, who gets thrown into the veil. And anyway, we follow them together. I like them. They are spicy. It is paranormal romance. They are slightly, I want to say gruesome, but there is action. There is a lot of fighting and death. There's like demons and stuff. So there's what comes with demons is what happens. There's like 7 books in the series, and they're all interconnected in a way. So I would read the first book before reading all the other ones. The first one we follow Orpheus and Rhea. Orpheus is Duskwalker who promises a ward to whatever town will give him like a bride to like see and attempt to get a soul from. And he does this every 10 years. And so he goes to this village and they give Rhea to him because Rhea is seen as like a harbinger of death because demons, or like a bad omen, because demons went to her house, killed her family, but didn't kill her. And so the village gives her to him and they go into the veil. Orpheus is trying to make her be his bride, but not like forcefully. He's like, keeping her there, trying to keep her happy, things like that. It follows how that relationship develops. It's fun. Rhea's sassy. Orpheus is Orpheus. And it continues on to the other Dustwalkers in the series. So there's like 7. I think there's currently like 7 Dustwalkers in the world. Technically a few more than that, but 7 that we know of. So we kind of continue their stories, and we just got introduced to the 3rd Dustwalker that we're gonna be seeing more. But yeah, anyway, I enjoyed them. I enjoyed both the books. Continuing the series, these books are kind of long though. They're like 20-hour long books, but I'll keep reading them. I enjoy them. They're a fun way to spice up what I normally read, because I usually read just high fantasy, which is generally a lot of action and stuff like this. So paranormal romance every now and then I enjoy because it does spice it up. Or not even like a paranormal romance, just a romance every now and then spices it up just a little bit. But with that rant being done and the hour being up, I'm gonna go back to reading She Who Became the Sun. I'm at 176. I've got a little over 200 pages left in the book. I know there's a second book. I don't have the second book. So I'm just gonna try to finish this one, and then we'll see. It'll probably take me 200 pages, like 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5. Depending on if some of these pages got short or like half pages. But it'll probably be like 2.5 hours to finish this up. So stay tuned, and I'll see you at the next check-in. I just finished She Who Became the Sun. I have not done an update in a while because I just kind of sat and read. So I'll probably just put the time on the screen that it took me to read this, because I don't remember where I stopped. Currently 7:50. I am done with She Who Became the Sun. I finished like maybe 10 minutes ago. Can you hear those? I think they're bugs. Can you hear those? Can you hear them? They're so loud. This book was kind of insane. This we follow, I feel like I'm gonna not pronounce their names right, but Zhu, Z-H-U, who is a monk. She's a monk, and she's kind of stepped in to replace her brother. They're born presents, and her brother was prophesized to be like have a great future, whatever. And then some shit happens in the book, and it's not a spoiler because it's in like the description of the book on Goodreads, but he dies. So then she impersonates him, decides that like her fate that she was given was to be nothing. And so she starts impersonating her brother, who had a fate of greatness, and so nothing is going to stop Zhu from getting her greatness, getting the greatness that was, prophesized for her brother. While we're following her and her journey to greatness, we were also following another person called General Ouyang. I'll just call him General because I don't want to butcher it a ton. But we follow General, who is a eunuch for the opposing army, the Mongol army, and his kind of journey with like his story and his development and the choices that he's making. So we go actually back and forth through a few different characters within the story, but those are the 2 main that we go back and forth, and who are really the character who really carry the story. And it's such an interesting like read, and there's like so many emotions and like things to think about and feel within this book. And like, at one point I was rooting for a character to the end where I don't know. And it was just a crazy development in the character arcs And it's just like, you slowly realize like these characters maybe like aren't what they fully seem to be or who they seem to be. Like there's so much depth to them, it feels like. And the development and the feelings that they have to process throughout this whole story are like insane. I really enjoyed it. There is some battle, and it's like there are a lot of battles that take place, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a violent, gory read. There's a lot of political intrigue between both sides of parties, both sides of the war and the battle. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this book. That being said, it's time to go to the next book. This was one of the ones on my high read challenge. I did realize though I don't have one of the books that is on my hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that one. The next book I think I'm gonna go read is A Study in Drowning. But if fairies and monsters were real, so were the women who defeated them. Since on my TBR challenge, I would have to say I do love her. Stunning. But yeah, I'm gonna start reading this one and I will keep you guys updated. I do have to go make dinner and stuff, so I'm probably gonna take a little break from reading so that I can go make dinner and kind of get ready. I guess maybe not for bed, but maybe for bed. We'll see. I'm not sure what the mood is, if like I'm gonna try to stay up late and keep reading or if I'm just gonna end it when I would normally end my day. So stay tuned on what decision I make for that. It's the weekend, so I do still have time to recover if I decide to stay up later than I normally do. And I sound like a grandma. It's been a little bit since my last update. Almost 11 o'clock. At my last check-in at 10:30, I was at page 140 in A Study of Drowning. I did kind of get ready for bed a little bit because I'm getting kind of tired. But at the rate that I'm reading this, thinking that I can finish this book tonight. And then I might just go to bed. And I'm usually in bed by like 10 on the weekends. So I'm getting tired and my eyes are getting tired, which means reading is becoming slightly harder to do. But I'm gonna try to finish this tonight for sure. I think I can. I'm really enjoying the story and like really wrapped into it. So I think this won't be a problem for me to be able to read and finish tonight. However, starting another book might be a problem, so I'm not sure if I'll do that or not, but I do think I will for sure finish this one. Getting an update is 12:30. I'm at page 300. 76 pages left, so within the hour, guys. And I'm probably going to bed because I'm so tired, but we're gonna finish this one, okay? Okay guys, it is 1:30. I can't think straight right now, so I can't tell you my thoughts and feelings. I don't know them yet. I do think I'm gonna call it a night because I'm sleepy. I could potentially keep going, but I also just want to go to bed, so I'm just gonna do that. I think 1:30 is a good enough time. Otherwise I have 7 hours. 7 more hours till 8:30. No, I'm tired. So I think I'm gonna call it here. So it's time to wrap up my 24-hour reading challenge as part of the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. So we finished off my last little vlog update, finishing A Study in Drowning. In this book we follow Effie, who wins a contest to go and redesign this house for this famous author that she really enjoyed like their stories of. And when she gets up to the mansion, she runs into another student from the literature college. She's in the architect college, but he's from the literature college, which she wants to be in, named Preston, and Preston is researching the author and the author passed. And so they kind of get together and mixed up. The author wrote a fairy tale story about a girl who gets taken and she kind of gets forced to marry the fairy king or something along those lines. Effie is obsessed with that story and found solace in it and kind of used that to comfort her as she was growing up. And Preston is just researching into the author more, and so they kind of get wound up together in solving and like kind of figuring out the history behind it and the history behind the architecture and things like that. I enjoyed the book. Thinking back on it after like sleeping past it, the ending feels like low-key anticlimactic. When Ava Reed writes her story, she kind of like leans towards like dark like fantasy in a way. They're kind of like grim fairy tales in my opinion. I enjoyed it. There's a second book, but I don't really know where the second book is going. I'll probably pick it up just because I enjoy Ava Reed. I have The Wolf and the Woodsman and Juniper and Thorn behind me on this bookshelf, so I'll add this one to that as well. But I did enjoy it. I do really enjoy Ava Reed's stories and her writing and the characters and just the tone that she sets when she writes, at least in the 3 books from her that I have read. I haven't read Macbeth or anything like that, but in the ones I've read, I really do enjoy her tone. I feel like it spices up fantasy by bringing it back to kind of an original callback. And then finally, I did try to read a little bit more after finishing Studying Drowning while I was laying in bed on my Kindle, and I read from 1:30 to probably honestly about 2, but I read The Night Circus, page 32 to 55. So not very much before I fell asleep, but that's okay. Overall, I'm super excited and super happy with how the 24-hour challenge went. Super excited to have it marked off my bingo board. It's the first thing I've been able to mark off, so yay to that. I really enjoyed this version of the 24-hour readathon because I feel like there's a lot more freedom and not as much pressure as the other ones I've done. As being like, oh my god, I have to reach this time, I have to reach this time. This one was so much nicer to be able to just kind of be like, well, it is what it is. I'm gonna try to read all day. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you are doing the challenge or have started or done anything, or if you've done a 24-hour reading challenge. Just let me know, and I hope you guys all have a great day. See you in the next video.